The seal hesitated for only a second. That was all the time the polar bear needed. It clamped down on the seal's tail. In the next moment, the polar bear pulled with all its strength and dragged the seal straight out of its breathing hole. Summer had arrived in the Arctic. The ice was melting, and food was becoming harder to find. A seal was lazily lying on the ice, enjoying the warm sunlight. But then, a polar bear quietly poked its head out. The seal reacted instantly. It flipped over and dove straight into the water. By the time the polar bear rushed onto the ice, the prey had already disappeared. Not long after, the seal climbed back onto the ice and continued sunbathing like nothing happened. But the polar bear refused to give up. It lowered its body and slowly moved along the edge of the ice, waiting for the perfect chance to strike. However, every move it made was being watched closely by the seal. The moment the polar bear lifted its head to look around, the seal slipped back into the water once again. And when the frustrated bear turned around, the seal had somehow returned to the ice and was lying there again. After being tricked over and over, the polar bear knew it had to take a final risk, or it would starve to death. It dove underwater and decided to make one last attempt. The seal remained alert, carefully scanning its surroundings. To avoid being spotted, the polar bear deliberately swam in a wide circle and quietly approached from behind. Suddenly, a white figure burst out of the water. The polar bear launched its attack, almost right next to the seal, but the seal still managed to escape and dived back into the ocean. A moment later, the polar bear surfaced underwater, but unbelievably, it had actually caught the seal. This successful hunt meant the polar bear wouldn't have to worry about food for the next week. By eating the seal's fat reserves, the polar bear gained the vital energy it needed. That extra energy would help it survive in one of the coldest environments on Earth.